Hey everybody. So the lizard person, or as many like to call him, Data, is testifying in front of Congress and the House of Representatives.
I did not hit her. It's not true. It's bullshit. I did not hit her. I did not. Oh, hi, Mark.
Earlier this year, I started building a simple AI to help run our home. I talked to Jarvis using this app I built. It uses artificial intelligence to understand me and figure out what to do. Jarvis also helps me get ready in the morning. Fresh shirt.
Fire in the hole.
And Jarvis can play all of our favorite music. Okay, how about just play some songs that our whole family likes? What? I'm a dad now. This is what I listen to. And if I don't want to talk, I can just text Jarvis through a messenger bot that I built. Yeah, my bad.
I'm talking about the Facebook CEO, Mark, the lizard person, Zuckerberg. Before we dive in, if you're new here, throw a subscription on the channel and turn those notifications on. With Mark Zuckerberg's appearance before the Congress this week, we have a, how do you say it, a person, thing, creature that is testifying about a massive data breach. Now, there have been many things brought up during these conversations, which includes, does Facebook have a political stance?
Mr. Zuckerberg, does Facebook consider itself a neutral public forum?
Senator, we consider ourselves to be a platform for all ideas.
Let me ask the question again. Does Facebook consider itself to be a neutral public forum? And representatives of your company have given conflicting answers on this. Are you a First Amendment speaker expressing your views, or are you a neutral public forum allowing everyone to speak?
And as you can see through his interaction with Ted Cruz,
angry at Washington and he uses angry rhetoric.
Mark Zuckerberg is clearly trying to deflect because there is numerous accounts that they do have bias.
It's just a simple question. The predicate for Section 230 immunity under the CDA is that you are a neutral public forum. Do you consider yourself a neutral public forum, or are you engaged in political speech, which is your right under the First Amendment?
Well, Senator, our goal is certainly not to engage in political speech. I'm not that familiar with the specific legal language of the law that you speak to, so I would need to follow up with you on that. I'm just trying to lay out how broadly I think about this.
Well, Mr. Zuckerberg, I will say there are a great many Americans who I think are deeply concerned that Facebook and other tech companies are engaged in a pervasive pattern of bias and political censorship. There have been numerous instances with Facebook. In May of 2016, Gizmodo reported that Facebook had purposely and routinely suppressed conservative stories from trending news, including stories about CPAC, including stories about Mitt Romney, including stories about the Lois Lerner IRS scandal, including stories about Glenn Beck. In addition to that, Facebook has initially shut down the Chick-fil-A Appreciation Day page, has blocked a post of a Fox News reporter, has blocked over 24 Catholic pages, and most recently blocked Trump supporters Diamond and Silk's page with 1.2 million Facebook followers after determining their content and brand were, quote, unsafe to the community. To a great many Americans, that appears to be a pervasive pattern of political bias. Do you agree with that assessment?
Senator, let me say a few things about this. First, I understand where that concern is coming from because Facebook and the tech industry are located in Silicon Valley, which is an extremely left-leaning place. And this is actually a concern that I have and that I try to root out at the company, is making sure that we don't have any bias in the work that we do. And I think it is a fair concern that that people would at least wonder about.
Do you know the political orientation of those 15 to 20,000 people engaged in content review?
No, Senator. We do not generally ask people about their political orientation when they're joining the company.
So why was Palmer Luckey fired?
That is a specific personnel matter that seems like it would be inappropriate to speak to here.
You just made a specific representation that you didn't make decisions based on political views.
Well,
is that accurate?
I can commit that it was not because of a political view.
Mr. Zuckerberg, do you feel it's your responsibility to assess users whether they are good and positive connections or ones that those 15 to 20,000 people deem unacceptable or deplorable?
Senator, you're asking about me personally?
Facebook.
Senator, I think that there are a number of things that we would all agree are clearly bad. Foreign interference in our elections, terrorism, self-harm.
I'm
Those
talking
are
about
things.
censorship.
Well, I think that you would probably agree that we should remove terrorist propaganda from the service. What I can say, and I do want to get this in before the end here, is that I am very committed to making sure that Facebook is a platform for all ideas. That is a very important founding principle of what we do. We're proud of the discourse and the different ideas that people can share on the service. And that is something that, as long as I'm running the company, I'm going to be committed to making sure is the case.
Cruz continued to bring up very specific incidences and situations where Facebook has either silenced, suspended, deplatformed different people with more conservative-leaning views. And to be quite honest, that's a little unfortunate in all regards. As a moderate conservative myself, you have to look at it from this perspective: is if you want to claim to be an open platform for ideas that aren't related to, I don't know, terrorism and other things, then you have to be that platform. Just because you have two African American conservatives who don't meet your needs does not mean you get to deplatform them.
Give a darn if they start talking about what happened last week, what he tweeted yesterday. You come back with, he's your president, he's your president. Trump's your president, he's your president, he's your president.
I don't personally like what their stance is and what they do, but I respect the fact that they should be allowed to have their views and be on the platform, because they're not spreading like terrorist information or massive hate speech. Sorry they don't meet your bubble expectations of people of color. You do not get to deplatform them if you are open source of conversation. Now, if you're using your First Amendment rights to freedom of speech, as Ted Cruz says, you're allowed to do this. You do not get to do it if you are not. You can have your terms of service. There are no breaches. Shoot, good friends of mine, Revenge of the Cis, they were deplatformed. They bring to us different stories and news situations that they break themselves with hard research and diving into it, and they were deplatformed. I mean, you had Chick-fil-A, as Cruz talked about, deplatformed because they're a Mormon group and they've said some pretty, very specific religious things, but they were deplatformed. You had Catholic groups deplatformed. And as a conservative or moderate conservative, I'm not faith-based. I don't know what's out there. I don't know what religion is right. All I know is that if you're a terrorist and your religion preaches terrorism, it's probably not right. But you do not get to impose that upon people if you want to be an open source platform, in the sense of, we want conversations. We want to bring people together. Bullshit. That's bullshit. You do not want to bring people together. You want to bring like-minded people into your echo chamber. That's what you are, Facebook. You're an echo chamber for the left right now. Censoring ideas, closing out conservative groups, and dropping people's search results and not popping up in people's timelines and threads. You're trying to silence people out. But if that group was an advocacy group or something like that, Facebook, you'd be just fine with them saying whatever the hell they want. So, Mr. Roboto, please stop the bullshit. Answer the question, which you did not hear. And you know what? Just realize it. If you're going to be left, admit it. No one's going to get mad. You're still going to have conservatives on your platform. They probably won't use it as much, or they won't try and break the mold of what you want to be. You do not know what those 20,000 employees' political stance is. And that can affect it. Look at YouTube. Look at Twitter. If you're not PC right now, you're getting kicked off of platforms because you have a different worldview, because you don't buy into the garbage. Mr. Lizard King himself, go ahead, cut the shit. Tell us if you want to be left-leaning, and that way we can just be what we want to be and do it where we want to do it. Because if your platform's not the right platform to do these kind of things on, have these kind of conversations on, so be it. With that, guys, I appreciate you watching the whole video. If you want to see more of my content, check out the videos linked below and anything else I have. If you like what I do here and you are new, throw a subscription on the channel. If you are subscribed, throw those notifications on, because then you'll get my content. And with that said, let me go ahead and leave you guys with this.
Remind yourself that you need to focus and try not to let stuff bother you as much as possible. But it is going to bother you because you're human, and I was human. I am human still.
Have a good day.